Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Amanda, some people call me AJ. I am a Canadian lifetime natural wellness bodybuilder and a full-time natural bodybuilding and lifestyle coach.
Number 205, Amanda.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another prep vlog, and happy official 5 weeks on prep. I cannot believe that we've been on prep for 5 weeks. The time has absolutely flown. Last week we made a ton of updates after a little bit of a plateau, and this week has been, well, it's felt quite transformational. It is Friday morning, which means I have a check-in with my coach. 4:35 in the morning. I'm gonna get on my bikini, my shoes, start with our pictures, then we're gonna take our weight and all of our measurements. Oh, I'm excited to send this check-in off to coach. I did just make a bunch of changes to my posing because I started working with a new posing coach. I'm gonna do the best that I can, but I have a feeling he's gonna have something to say about my posing this morning. It is what it is though. That's something that I'm working on, and I know that I'm working on, and I'm open to feedback for, because I want to be and bring my absolute best. Let's skip any more yapping and get right to getting our pictures done.
Get the people on the floor. On the floor, 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 on the floor. I got something that'll get the people on the floor.
This is how you should be. Oh my God. Oh, I can't breathe. This is how you should be after some really good posing. Oh my God. Completely out of breath. Oh, I took so many pictures this morning, and I retook so many pictures this morning because I just made changes to some things. Being super picky and annoying, but the pictures are done. The physique looks how it looks. I'm gonna take my weight. I'll do my measurements. Measuring tape here. And then we'll get ready to go off and do our cardio. Brother, my legs feel so awful. I went for some body work yesterday. Thought that I would wake up today with like a brand new pair of legs, but I do not have a brand new pair of legs. In fact, they feel almost like more swollen than ever. What I will say was that this has been a much better week digestive wise. For any reference, last week after check-ins we dropped 300 to 400 calories training to rest day, and then we pushed cardio 30 minutes 7 days a week. And I'm gonna be for real, I thought that my digestion would take a huge tank, but it didn't take a tank. We actually had some of the best digestion that we've had since the beginning of prep. I will say we have not gone now in 48 hours, but it was good previously. Okay, morning drink has been built. Gluta, creatine, electrolytes. There was some water, ice. I find that that is currently making my electrolytes a lot more palatable. I hate my current electrolyte flavor, the chocolate elements. I super regret it. Drinking that chocolate in the morning is just not cute. It's not a good time. And then my coach just put me on an ECA stack. I'm not going to talk a lot about the ECA stack. Honestly, I've done it before. You know what? I'm just not a big fan of an ECA stack. I'll do it. We'll see how my body responds. We'll go from there. If you don't know what an ECA stack is, then honestly, you probably don't need to know what an ECA stack is, but let's take it. Yummy. So yummy. Let's go get this bread. And by bread, I mean 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. Cardio session is completed. I thought we would do a what I'm reading right now little review. I've been on this trend of having multiple books going at once, and I'm really enjoying that. I can kind of choose a book based upon my mood. If I feel like reading something a little more light and airy, if I feel like reading something more scientific, something more self-development, I'm giving myself the grace to intertwine between the two books and being okay with the fact that a book is not done, but that doesn't mean I can't also start reading another book, if that makes sense. That was a bit of a psychological hurdle that I'm working to like really overcome because it still makes me uncomfortable sometimes. That's why we do uncomfortable things. As of currently, I'm reading 2 different books. I am reading Dr. Gabor Mate's When the Body Says No, and I'm also reading Lewis Howe's Make Money Easy. This book has a lot of journaling prompts. I found that this is not a good book for me to read while I'm walking. It is a really good book for me to read if I know that I'm going to be sat down so that I can have my notebook with me and then I can efficiently journal and fill out all the little details. I used to be somebody who scribbled and wrote and highlighted all in my books, but now I like to keep them looking as sharp and spiffy. The potential that I might resell this book. I did try to promise myself that I wasn't actually going to be buying any more new books, but I bought myself books for my birthday. Indigo had sent me a 20% off gift certificate for my birthday, and yeah, I caved. I like that marketing technique. I very much used it. Overall, I feel pretty good about my check-ins. I don't know if I mentioned what my weight was this morning. My weight this morning was 144.6. Last week I was 146.6. This week I was 144.6. We've put 2 pounds down. I lost half a pound Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I've been sitting here at this 144.6. I have found that since adding the ECA stack, I believe it was on Wednesday, today's Friday if I haven't mentioned that already, I have been feeling a lot more watery. I have also been feeling a little bit more stressed outy. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm holding on to some additional inflammation from the ECA stack, the stress, the fact that my legs were feeling so awful. Yesterday I finally went for a massage, probably holding on to inflammation also from my massage. And I think that there's just a couple factors that are leading me to feel obviously a little bit more inflamed than usual, but like we're on prep, so that's kind of the huge. With that being said, I'm going to read and journal. We know the drill. It's currently 6:30 a.m., which means I still have 2 hours until I start my workday. I love to soak up my mornings, read, journal, do laundry, take my shower, take my time, slowly sip my coffee. That is my complete element. Let's get the day going, shall we? I have come to realize you need to address a couple different things. One is my bedtime. I need to be going to bed earlier. I'm only sleeping sometimes like 6 or 6.5 hours, and sleep is so eminently important. If humans did not need sleep, we would have evolutionized to sleep not as much, or to sleep less, or to not sleep. Our whole purpose is to stay alive. It was to hunt and to mate. And if sleeping was something that was getting in the way of us surviving, yeah, we would have evolutionized out of it. But we did not evolutionize out of it. It is eminently so important. I mean, it's important for 1,000,001 reasons. And if you're my client, you definitely know that. And you're probably looking at me like, oh man, but you're only sleeping 6 hours. Yes, and I'm calling myself out on that BS right now. My bedtime tonight will definitely be earlier. I had really good intentions to go to bed earlier last night, but then I had a late posing session. I meant to eat my last meal before the posing session and I didn't have a chance to make it, and I'm making excuses right now. But basically, this is the end of that. I will be going to bed earlier. Second thing, this absurd amount of time I'm waiting until I'm eating my first meal. I've been up since 4:30 a.m. It is now 9 o'clock a.m. and we're just eating our pre-workout meal. 20 grams of oats, egg whites, 100 grams of banana, 15 grams of peanut butter. Like, I've almost been up for 5 hours. That's crazy. I definitely already should have eaten. My training session today is shoulders, calves, abs, and then we're gonna do a little bit of more cardio because coach has sent us some updates. We're gonna train, do a little shop, and then we'll come back to talk the updates because your girl has a new protein source, if you know what I'm saying. Finished blasting through training, and by blasting through training, I do not mean rushing through training. I mean, we just absolutely demolished it. Honestly, this right now, this current moment is the best I have felt since last week's updates. And it's funny because there's more updates for the upcoming week. We'll get into that in 2 seconds. I'm going to give you a very quick grocery haul. 1, fish. 2, cucumbers. That's literally it. Okay, let's chat about updates from coach. Update number 1, we have swapped out ground beef for white fish, which has reduced our calories, 100 calories, both on training days as well as on rest days. He has also added in an extra 50 calories to my fasted cardio. When I was at the gym just now, I did the extra 50. Obviously, I didn't know this morning. I didn't do it this morning, which now means we are doing cardio 7 days a week, fasted, 300 calories on the stairs. That I'm expecting it to take me about 35-ish minutes. I think that's all that's changed. Yeah, those are all of the updates from coach. He's super happy with how we are looking posing wise, which I was super pumped about. I'm gonna play for you guys something that he said that actually just fired me up slash put me in a really, really good mood.
Good progress from last check-in to this check-in. We lost inches on your waist. We lost weight. We're heading in the right direction. Yeah, I would definitely say you're more of an advanced poser, even though you're still an amateur. I don't say that lightly. Like, you've got the structure to go very, very far.
I literally can't believe he would say that. That was such a nice compliment. And I don't take compliments well. That one I will accept full freaking throttle. With that being said, the next video is going to be a full day of eating with all of the updated meals. I did a full day of eating last week for rest day meals, and I will make it a point to make sure that I do a full day of eating with my training day meals right now. Calories are getting low. I feel like I can tell y'all what my calories are, and nobody will be silly enough at this point to try to follow it and expect that they would look like me, because that is absolutely not how it works. And I would like to take a second to remind you that I know my body, and I know that my body responds only on very low food and very high cardio. Take that with the grain of salt that it is. My calories are 1,600 training day, 1,300 on rest days. Again, I don't think any of y'all are silly enough to try to follow that. With all of that being said, here is where we are going to wrap up this week's video. I'm going to take a little bit of a play from my bestie's handbook. If y'all follow her, then you would know what I'm about to say right now. You can do hard things. Don't train like a bitch. I love ya. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Goodbye.